All right. Good morning. Welcome in. Here we go. Let for the viewers to join in here. Take a minute. All right. Welcome in. Welcome in. Viewers are joining. So, yeah, it's just me today. It's just me and you and me. We're going to be talking about a hiring funnel today and how to use TheraSaaS to really build out your hiring funnel. So, as always, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I would love to answer them along the way. So, what kind of the goal for today is to kind of walk you through how I conceptualize like a hiring funnel and how to help you guys kind of leverage their SaaS, but also maybe think about your own hiring process a little bit more. So I'll get in that in just a minute. The other thing is, this is coming after working on this for the last couple of years. So outside of TheraSaaS, kind of TheraSaaS really got started because I was doing digital marketing for therapists, and there are some just holes in the whole marketing process where TheraSaaS came in to kind of help fill those holes in the sales and marketing process. So, as a marketer, at the end of the day, I'm helping practice owners solve problems, and there's just a lot of problems that can just relate back to marketing. So, hiring is a marketing problem. So let me go ahead and we'll just jump in. If you want to go ahead, it'd be great. Put something in the chat. Let me know where you're coming from this morning. All right. So let me switch over to this view right here and let's jump in. All right. So as always, maybe something put in the chat. Where do you want this deep dive series to go? Because this was something that I was working on for my own clients. I was like, oh, I'm going to share this with their SaaS subscribers as well. And the mission of TheraSaaS, and really even brand your practice as well, is really just to simplify marketing and sales for practice owners so they can close more client leads and grow a powerful brand. And here's the saying is that you don't always have to be hiring, but you should always be recruiting. So some would argue that kind of maybe the top three primary roles of a CEO is to be recruiting talent. Now, they don't have to always be hiring, but at the end of the day, what practice owners would love to have is like a deep bench of really great clinicians they can call on to say, hey, maybe if you lose somebody in your office, you could say, hey, would you be considered coming in and working for us, right? But it's really coming down to those relationships that the practice owner or the CEO is going to be building. Always be recruiting, but you don't always have to be hiring. Now, at the end of the day, hiring is a marketing problem. So your marketing should attract ideal candidates and also repel those who are not a good fit for your practice. All right, I'll say that again. Good marketing should be attracting ideal candidates and clinicians to your practice and should be repelling those who would not be a good fit. So your hiring, like kind of sales funnel, your hiring funnel should be focused on the marketing aspect. And what is good marketing? Well, at the end of the day, good marketing is just helping people solve the problems they're looking to solve. So how are you looking to solve the problems of those who you're looking to attract, right? Because I always think there's a push and a pull when it comes to hiring. So there's a push. Somebody's leaving a job, they're getting pushed out, and there's a reason for that. And there's something that's pulling them towards your practice. And your job is to kind of figure out what that push and the pull is, because there's a good chance why they're leaving a particular practice might be the reason why they might eventually leave your practice. So, understanding the push and pull, and then how are you addressing the problems and concerns of those future hires? So, new hires are looking to you to help solve a particular problem that they might be having. So maybe that's they're lonely in their job and where they're at currently, and they're looking for more of a community to do counseling with. What's another particular? Maybe they're feeling under-resourced, right? They just don't have the resources. They want to learn more, but the team that they're with isn't able to provide that. Maybe it's a money thing, right? So maybe they're not making enough money, and you offer a better pay package and benefits. So you want to be able to identify those. And hopefully in this hiring funnel, you're going to be able to get to some of that. All right. So that's kind of the pitch. Hiring is a marketing problem. And if you haven't yet, be sure to go to our YouTube channel on TheraSaaS, like and subscribe. This webinar is going to be up there afterwards. And also just a big reminder, if you have any issues with TheraSaaS, go to the support ticket button on the bottom of the left-hand screen and submit your support ticket there, and we will get back to it pretty quickly. The other thing is I want people to know is the Group Practice Scaling Summit. TheraSaaS is a sponsor. I'm going to be presenting on branding, which is going to be really important for practice owners to know. And that's going to be the first Thursday and Friday in May, May 1st and May 2nd. It's going to be in beautiful Chicago. Would love to have you. It's going to be just outside Chicago in Oak Park. And it's going to be a lovely time. And we're going to have some really great speakers. We'd love to have you join us. Just go to practicescalingsummit.com to get your ticket. All right, so here's the plan. We're going to look at setting up your custom fields, creating an application form for new hires, walk through a website funnel. And what that is like, what are some of the things you should be putting on your hiring page? And then look at a pipeline and automation, automaton, according to my bad spelling. And then let's jump in. Okay, so let me switch windows and we will get going. And please put something in the chat. You know, it's just us today, this smaller group. Love to know where you're coming from. If you have any questions, most of the people said they're just wanting to learn. So let's let the people learn today. Share the screen. All right. So here's the custom fields that we're going to be looking at today. Hey, Ingrid, good to see you. Thanks for jumping on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. New TheraSaaS subscriber. All right. So the custom fields. Now, the custom fields are just really the questions you're going to be asking on the application form. So what I like to do is I like to get in here and organize my fields. So let me just go back here. The way you get to custom fields is you just hit go back here, and then you go to settings down here in the bottom, and then you go to your custom fields. And you'll notice here there's all fields, folders, deleted fields. All right, so what I'm going to do is click on folders. Just also know that you can then further filter down company, contact, opportunity. These are the opportunity fields that show up on those opportunity cards in the visual pipeline. These fields are going to go underneath the contact card. So this is all we're focused on here. And you will see all of these folders right here. Now, why is this important? Let's go back to a contact here. And I think this is Nicola here. He's testing out some things. You'll see that those custom field folders all correspond to these little drop downs on the left-hand side. So if they fill out a form, that information is going to be corresponding to here. So you'll see this new hire application. There's no questions filled out here yet, but these are all those questions, all those custom forms. Okay. So let's go back up here, hide empty fields. I like doing that. Let's go to settings. We're going back to custom fields, folders. And then you're going to just click on add a folder, and you're just going to give it a name. And this is where your questions are for your application. So you're going to take whatever application that you have currently, or if you don't have one yet, you're going to ask those questions here. Okay. Since I already created a folder, I'm going to jump in here to the new hire. So questions are like, you know, are you currently working towards, obviously this is my wife, you know, are you currently wife's practice? I got one of these questions. Are you currently working towards a child therapy certification or become a registered play therapist? You know, who's your supervisor? How did you hear about this position? What licenses do you currently hold? Preferred start date, video cover letter, please attach your resume. I'm going to show you what this all looks like in just a minute, but I would put your questions here. So let's put a sample question. Let me get my sample question outline over here. So let's go ahead and let's say add a field, and we're going to do a multiple drop down. They can choose multiple. And this one's really going to be about, yeah, you have your different options. This one's really going to be about you're going to ask about certifications. You know, do you currently hold any certifications? All right. And then let's go ahead and add a couple here, you know, EMDR, TBRI, TheraPlay. Again, you're asking questions to help understand if they're a good fit for your practice. Okay. You're trying to get to those, you know, somatic, let's just say somatic or somatic experience, or we can say Synergetic play therapy. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and a couple things here. It's going to be object is going to be under contact, and that group right here, it's that new hire, right? So you'll make sure it's underneath that new hire folder. Let's go ahead and hit save. And this is probably going to be on another page. Yeah. Do you currently hold any certifications? So there you go. All right. So we set up our custom fields. Now let's jump over. Let me see if there's anything else. Yes, one of them's upload a resume. So I want to show you what that looks like. I already have that here. Where's the file upload? Click on this. You could edit so you can see what that looks like. So this is just a file upload, and you could say which ones would you want them to upload, and you can. I just say all. One thing you do need to know is this unique key. So each custom field is going to have a unique key. And that's what you're going to need to use as if you want to use that custom field for anything inside the system. It will just pull the information that this person uploaded into, it could be an automation of some sort. But I want you to know, and you can't, once you create this, you can't change it. All right, so here we go. Let's jump over to the form. Now, I created this new hiring application form, but I want you to see what it can look like. So this is just a simple drag and drop, right? So you have your name, you have your quick adds, right? Your first name or your full name. You can just add these pretty easily, okay? Your mobile number, best email address. Here's what position are you applying for, right? So they can select that. What else do we have? How did you hear about this position? Preferred start date. Let's go ahead and add that one question. I'm going to go to custom fields, new hire application. And what was that new one we did? Do you hold any memberships? Or where's the certificate? Oh, you know what? I think I need to refresh this page because I created the new custom field question and it didn't show up. Yeah, right here. So let's go ahead. Do you hold any certifications? Now that's at 50% width. Let's go ahead and put 100 there. I'll get to this in just a second, but let's go ahead and hit save and let's take a look at it. All right. Do you hold any certifications? There you go. Those are the ones that we just showed up. Now, this is something really, I think, interesting here. This little video cover letter. Let me come over here. Let me just talk to you. Let me just talk to you for a second, straight into the camera. So a couple years ago, I was at a marketing summit in Florida. And there's this crazy brother up there. He was so funny. But he basically said, I put a job out on Indeed and I got 175 applications. Now, he's not a therapist. He was like a marketer. And he's like, I don't have time to read all these applications. So what he didn't say is, he said, all right, I want you to send me a video application, answer these questions in this certain amount of time and let me know. And then a handful of people returned back with those videos. And so he was able to whittle that down pretty quickly. And what he discovered was, a lot of people would submit their video cover letter for application and they'd be like in their pajamas or like in tank tops. And it was like really unprofessional. He said it was wild. And I was like, oh, this is a good idea. My wife was there at the time. She's like, I'm going to use this for Kid Matters. And she's received applications of people in pajamas sitting on a couch, just their dog on their lap and just kind of talking and not really answering the questions. You had people who would go over the time limit. You give them a time limit. It's like, all right, I want you to read 4 minutes or less this video. And they would go on for 8 minutes or 9 minutes. And they're telling you they can't read directions, right? So I think this video cover letter is pretty awesome because first impressions mean a lot. Like, do they smile when they look into the camera? Do they make a good first impression? What, as it relates to your brand, what are you looking for? And I think video is a quick way to be able to get to that. So Ingrid, before I move on, Ingrid had a question here. Is this something you can share to be modified? Yes, but it's easy for you to just jump in and do the questions too. I think I can share the form. I think that's an easy way I can just share that with you. But, some people already have an application form and you're just updating it. Here's into TheraSaaS. So let me show you this real quick. So we say, here are the questions, and this is just a Google Doc. And I'm going to go and hit edit here. So they click on this and we say make a Loom video. Let me go back to the full screen so you can see this. And here are the questions. We say, all right, please answer the following questions in 4 minutes or less. And we're just trying to get a little bit at the person. What do I need to know about you to understand you? Why did you decide to become a counselor and want to work with children specifically? Again, this is Kid Matters. I missed where to find it. Oh, Ingrid, I'm sorry. I can't share it with you yet. I don't think it's something you can download. We'll have to email me and I can send something to you, what you're looking for. But this is something you would rebuild inside TheraSaaS if you'd like, asking some questions. But let me know if I'm not answering your question clearly either. Is there a lot of burnout in counselors? What's the best way to practice self-care? So all I'm saying is, again, hiring is a marketing problem. And I mean, having a video takes courage to do that. But you learn a lot about the person in their presentation, their technical skills. Can they actually, get a free Loom account and answer the questions specifically? Do they ramble on a lot? I tend to ramble, as you're probably experiencing in this webinar. But what are those questions you need to ask to quickly qualify them and see if they're a good fit for your practice? Okay. So these are just some of the questions we've asked in the past. There's several practice hiring, and I'm sure, would love to hire you, but why are you interested in working here? Again, it's that push and that pull. What are you asking to be able to discern the push and the pull? And what we have found is with Kid Matters, and Susan's really developed a great personal brand, one that's around training and teaching up and coming child therapists, is they see it on the website. They've experienced her in other teaching groups and things like that. They will say, you provide a lot of teaching, and that's what I'm looking for. I want to be a better, child therapist. So, and that's exactly how we view Kid Matters, is that it's like a teaching hospital. So there's alignment there, and we're seeing that they're hungry, like they really want to learn. All right, so then this whole Google Doc really is just to give them instructions on how to do it. I do a little video on how to record a Loom video. We give them everything they need. We even give them some pro tips, right? Make sure the camera's at a good angle. Make sure you're in a quiet room. Feel free to read your answers. Practice a few times before making a recording. Pause the video in between answers, right? I mean, we give them everything we need to do this. So I think this is a pretty cool hiring hack. And we put that right here on the application, a little link to that Google Doc. And then we say, place the video cover letter link, that Loom video right here. Again, these are just simple little custom fields that we've created. And by the way, if you need to create, you can create them inside of here as well, pretty easily if you want. I just like to organize them on the back end, but you can easily create custom fields here. And then we say, upload your resume right here. Now, submit resume, a couple things you want to do. One is notification settings. This sends you a nice little, TheraSaaS will send you a nice formatted email with the responses. So your subject is new job application submitted, and then you could put your email address. You could also send one to the person who submitted, just like an autoresponder. You could do that as well right here. And one other thing I think is important is you're showing let's go to the options here, and then on submit, you can then redirect them to a page on your website. Or it's like a thank you page. So it's like, hey, thanks for submitting your application. Someone on our team is going to be reaching out about next steps. Or you could just have like a simple success message here. All right, thanks for submitting the new hire application. We'll be in touch in the next 48 hours. All right, give them directions on what to do next. All right, keep the questions coming. I'm looking at my notes here. I think I covered everything on the form. And I'm going to go to your question. So Ingrid's got a question. All right. Sorry, I didn't ask my question correctly. I was referring to the funnel. Do we have access to the hiring funnel, or do we have to create it from zero? Oh, got it. Yes. I'm going to show you how you can download the hiring funnel that I created inside TheraSaaS. And that's really this next one. So let's jump over to that. Thank you for clarifying it. And we talked about those. Okay. So TheraSaaS actually has a funnel builder, or like a website builder. And we don't build websites for you like our support team, but there's lots of templates. And I'm going to show you this template here. And here's the thing is you don't have to use the TheraSaaS website builder. You can take some of these design principles and what I'm going to show you here and apply it to your own website if you have one. Okay. It was just easy to kind of build one in TheraSaaS really fast. Okay. So new hiring funnel. I really have 3 steps to it. It's the hiring and job openings, the application form that we just saw, and then a thank you page. All right, so let's go ahead and just jump in and view the page, what it looks like right now. Okay, so you'll see here logo and apply now button. Join our team. You can have your mission statement, or I made this video for you. Here's a video that Susan made for her hiring. Now, again, we're talking about hiring as marketing, and you're courting them, right? You're kind of wooing them over, for at least wooing them to the point to submit an application to see if they're a good fit. So you talk about who you are, maybe some of your values, where you're located. Get a couple pictures of your office, put them right here, right? Give them a little picture of what it looks like inside your office, maybe pictures of your team. And here we are, benefits. These are going to be like the most common questions that new hires will have. What benefits do you have? Professional development, what your offices look like, what support staff could look like. All right. And now we have the open positions. All right. So I just use ChatGPT to do a clinical director here. Well, you see it's a little drop down. You have your different positions that could have open. You hit the apply now button. And then here is our form that we have. Got your drop downs, you got all those things right here. Okay. And then I'll jump over to the thank you page without submitting. And I'll give you a quick little overview what this looks like. Again, it's very simple. Maybe you have a little video that says, thank you for submitting. Here's what to expect next. We'll review your application. We'll reach out with questions and references. If you're a great fit, we'll move forward in the hiring process. And that's all. There you go. 3-step hiring funnel. Let's go ahead and see what would look like to import this. So this should be downloadable for you all. Let me go to the webinar. There's SaaS. And you'll see up here under funnel. So you go to sites and funnels. You'll go over here to new funnel and click on templates. Now this should work. You should see a handful of templates. Just type in hiring and you'll see hiring funnel for therapists and practices. You can see what it looks like. I think you just click continue here and then it's going to add that into your account. Couple things when it comes to this funnel. Again, we don't design these for you. We don't update them. That's going to be on you. Or if you get stuck and want to know about people who design websites using the high-level background system, then I can get you in touch with some of those people. I have a few people that I've worked with. But obviously, you're going to want to update the logo up here, your colors, right? You can easily update your colors. I forget what color that was. I'm just going to hit the back button. Update your video. It's very simple kind of drag and drop and you're updating things. The other thing is, let's jump down here to the application form. This is a specific application form, right? So all you need to do here is let's add I think it's just type in a form here and you can say, which one do you want? And, I don't have the application form on this, but you can, you'll have to create it from scratch on that one, So there's this. And then you want to make sure that on your thank you page. Oh, by the way, when you hit like these buttons, you're going to want to tell it to go to the next step in the funnel. Okay. So go to a URL or just go to the next step. All right. And then you have your final page, which is the thank you page right up here, which I can't get to at the moment for whatever reason. I'll hit the back button. But that's how you load the funnel in. Okay. And then you can update it from there. Do you have an image library or are you able to upload an image? So Natalie asked a great question. So do you have an image library? Yeah, you can upload images into this. That's not a problem. I believe you can connect. I think these are just Unsplash images. So you should be able to go in here and you see it's an Unsplash image. You just go into picture. So you can upload your media here, or you can go to Unsplash and, search for, happy adults, right? And then you could just select that right there. Okay. Good question, Natalie. Thank you. And I do need to stress, like, we don't build funnels for people in the support. That's something you do. Okay, but that's a simple. But take the same concepts and build out your own on your own website, right? So you can do that easily here. Like, for example, I'll just go to Kid Matters and go to jobs. You can see there's the video there, a brochure, pictures of the team, pictures of the play therapy rooms, things like that. Okay. All right. So any other questions? Let's keep them coming. Let's see here. All right. So let's walk through. We've made custom fields for our questions. We've created the form that you need. And then we looked at the funnel. The other thing I'll say about the funnel here is let me get back to my demo account. You can connect your URL. You can your domain to it and create like a subdomain. So I created, let's see here, the hiring funnel. If I was to click on this, it should say, you see the URL up here, let me get to the full screen. Right. All right. You can see it up here is that it's hiringdemo.therasaas.com. So all you need to do is create, I think, is a CNAME in your DNS records and link that CNAME in your DNS records to the TheraSaaS domain, and you should be good to go there. You can see that right here. If not, you don't have to, but it gives a little bit of brand recognition. It looks pretty good. All right, so now let's go into a pipeline here. Let me jump over. All right, so I just created a simple hiring pipeline. So you may not need an actual hiring pipeline, but if you are doing a big hiring push, like you're on LinkedIn and things like that, it could be helpful to have a hiring funnel just to kind of keep track of all the applications. So very similar, you drag and drop, maybe have an interview with the clinical director, the practice owner, and you check your references, design this however you want. So as soon as they fill out that form online, or you can, so yeah, let's talk about like Indeed. What you can say is once you get to the Indeed, you could create a simple automated message that says, hey, thank you so much. Go to our hiring page and fill out the form there. And that way they get into the pipeline. So that way you're moving people off the Indeed platform or LinkedIn platform into the TheraSaaS, and you can have all that information then. And all right, Natalie, you do have another question. Let's ask. Once you create the hiring funnel, you're able to upload that to your website if you want, or is that a link on the website similar to forms that it connects directly to TheraSaaS? Yes, and yes. So where is this? So if I go back to like webinar, let me go back to my webinar here to kind of show you what this looks like. It's a good question. It's a little bit of a technical one. So if I click on this here, let's check out, if I go to view page, you'll see the URL up here is app.therasaas this. So it would probably show up like this at some level, right? Because it's using TheraSaaS. What you need to do to go in, let's see if I can just show you real quick, is we need to go to domains. I think this is the domain. Yeah, under domains, or you can go to settings and domains, and you want to connect a domain, and you're going to just, let's just say hire, yourdomain.com. So I'll just put hire.therasaas.com. And then it's going to look to see where your domain is. If it's GoDaddy or Cloudflare, it can automatically update. If not, you're going to need to go into your DNS settings, create a CNAME record that's hire, right? That's your subdomain hire. And then with this required value. And then what you would do is go in and connect the domain to that funnel. So I think, is it maybe under settings? Please select a domain. You would select that domain under there. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. A little technical, but it can be done. And then that way, when they do the hire.yourdomain or whatever .com, that funnel right here that you see, these funnels, that would show up on that page. Okay. Thanks for the question, Natalie. Keep them coming. This is good. I love these questions. All right, let's get back to this. All right, let's also take a look at automation. So I created a little workflow automation here. We have a trigger when someone files the new application form. It can put them in that pipeline, like I just said. You could tag them like a new hire. You could have specific, you could have a tag that says new hire spring 2025 if you want, if you have like different kind of seasons of batching. I mean, you could also tag them. You may not be automatically, but you could tag them if it's like an intern or something like that. So you can internally keep track of them that way. You could also send a notification to your team. You could also email the applicant if they have any other, if you want to send them any other information. Again, think of this as you're nurturing that relationship. So if you have testimonials from your team, a video testimonial from people who work for you or whatever, you could say, hey, thanks so much for submitting application. We'd love for you to watch this video a little bit more about our practice and hear about how others enjoy working here. So again, like this is the wooing stage. They've reached out to you and now you need to sell yourself a little bit in the meantime. And you could just use automation that way. So this is like a really simple funnel here. I didn't realize that we're like almost done. Now, what you could also do is create like a smart list as well. So like anyone who's been tagged with a new hire, you could easily create a smart list here. Let's see here. Let's give new hire application. There we go. We'll tag them that. So let's go to contacts and let's create a filter here that says tag. And then if the tag is the new hire application, all right, we'll apply it. And then you can here save. We'll just say new hires. Just save this smart list right there. So there we have a list of our new hires. You can also update columns. So you could have a couple of those columns about, how did you hear about this position? Let's see if you want to save that. How did you hear about this position right there? That's going to add, and just be sure to save it again. So that update. So you could add the different columns you want for that information. All right. So there you go. That's really kind of a straightforward hiring funnel inside of TheraSaaS. We looked at the different forms. We looked at setting up a form, the website creation of that, a funnel, maybe what to put on your website, created a pipeline, automation creation of that as well, and then also a smart list. So I would love to open that up. I would love to open this up to any questions that you might have. You're like, oh, I'm really curious about this. Actually put something in the chat if you found it helpful. Not helpful. How are you doing your funnel right now? Or are you looking to maybe adopt some of this to your funnel, your hiring funnel? let's see. I'm trying to think of what else we could add. I'll put this in the chat here. I'm going to add copy. Okay. So when you open this up, you're going to see this, copy this document. Okay. So this is the new hire letter. See if you can, you can grab this from the chat here. But if you wanted something like what I showed you, some of those questions and how this is the Google Doc attached to the application on the form. Demo. Ingrid said, very helpful. I will implement. All right. Well, excited to do that. I would also love to hear what other things you'd like to see on the deep dive series that we're doing. More marketing ideas like newsletters, how to, lead magnets and connecting those inside TheraSaaS, how to send newsletters. I'm curious. Some of these are in our help desk knowledge base already inside TheraSaaS, but I'd love to know, what are you curious about? See here. Yes, newsletter specifically designing them. Oh, okay. Yeah. Design part's pretty easy, straightforward. Um, Maybe it's sort of like, what do you put in there every month and to what extent, like how involved the newsletters can be. I do have, and I'll share this. If you go to YouTube, this is the brand your practice one. You could probably do a search for newsletters. Let's type in newsletter. Yeah, how to start an email newsletter for your private practice. That could be a good one. How to automate your email newsletter step-by-step guide. So some of those could really get you going on that. Natalie, I'm also curious about learning to use TheraSaaS to create trainings or to use trainings for onboarding new hires. Yes, that's another one. I mean, we got a minute, so let me give you a quick overview of it. Since you're here, let's go. So let's get into, let's see here, the demo account. My wife loves this. Some of the practice owners that I support on the marketing side do this and love it. So products. So all you need to do is go into membership courses. And once that loads, I guess it's going to take a second. Let me get in here and make this full screen. Ingrid, I see that question. I will get to that in just a second. Let's take a look at hers right here. So what you would do is really just create a new product here, start from scratch. You can import from Kajabi too if you want, but just to start from scratch. And I would take whatever resources you have right now and get them all lined up to put in here. And this is the back end. So we have an introduction that basically says, hey, welcome to Kid Matters Counseling. This is your video. Here's what to expect in the training and what to look forward to. And then you kind of just outline those things like policy and procedures. Do you have a manual that you can connect to easily? I think this is helpful. Like, here's the task overview, why this task matters, what a win looks like, and if there's any homework. And sometimes you say, wait, like, don't go further until you read these things. Don't hit complete until it's done. So for example, if I go to preview this, as you see, we have some PDF forms here on the side. Ironically, you can use TheraSaaS to send these forms. So if there's like, you say, have you read the manual, and they can sign it. This is like key replacement form. So a lot of these things you could do. If you need signatures, you can use the TheraSaaS document signing for that. But this is like a really simple way to outline it. So I would go through, what do you have already that requires onboarding, and just use this as like the source of truth. Payroll and benefits, marketing and branding, EHR training. We just link out to Simple Practice videos from here. And then like other trainings that you might have. So Susan has a ton of training, like history of play therapy, divorce case ethics. I think this is a great opportunity for you to be able to standardize your training across your team. Like say, I want case notes to be written in a certain way, and you show them how to do that inside the EHR. All right. So there's just like so many things you can do. And at the end of the day, they you don't have to sit next to them for the whole week. You check in the morning and in the afternoon and see how progress is going if you have any questions, but you're just tracking it here. There's great ways to just you can track their, like with analytics, you can see how they're doing and how far they've gone into this is a demo, so you're not going to see anything here. So um, that I think it's great. You could do that for your HR team and intake coordinator training, all that. Natalie here. Are all those CE course videos? Yes, in a way. You could totally do that because you can create certificates. We actually, because we've been doing this for so long, we have a business called Play Therapy Toolbox. We don't use TheraSaaS for this because TheraSaaS was not around. We use Thinkific, but she does a lot of video recording and we put them up here to sell, and you can get, she gets play therapy. You can get play therapy credits, I guess, CEs towards it. But you can totally do that inside of TheraSaaS if you want, because you can ask, you could do quizzes, surveys, and you can issue certificates if you like. So a lot of times Susan will have like a short quiz after they finish a section on here to see how they've integrated the information. Let me know if that answered your question, Natalie. Okay, Ingrid wrote, maybe not marketing, maybe this may be very unique to my practice, but I need to track VA clients with expiring authorizations. We use spreadsheets now, and I'm wondering if this can be a pipeline. VA client, okay, veterans clients. Thank you for working with veterans. Yeah, you could use a pipeline for that if you want. You could also create maybe like an event automation where if there's like a date, there's this, okay, so there's this weird thing. It's not a weird thing. There's like a birthday thing inside of TheraSaaS where you can mark it as their birthday. I'm curious if you could change that to a expiring authorization, and you may be able to get notified at that birthday, like get a notification a few days or a few weeks before that birthday notification, but it's really an expiring authorization, just kind of hack the system a little bit for that. But yeah, you could try a pipeline too. All right. So I am not seeing any other questions, and let me go ahead and say thank you for joining me on this deep dive, and we'll see you on the next one. If you don't have any other questions, put them in, but I'll make a note to think about the next one being maybe the products, maybe how do you build out a product in their internal training. So yeah, you're welcome, Ingrid. Thank you. And thank you, Natalie. I'm glad it was really helpful. Yeah, and we'll do some more in the future. This will be the year of the webinar for TheraSaaS and Brand Your Practice. Hey, Amy. Hey, good. I'm glad you found that helpful. Good to hear. Good to hear from you. All right, everyone. Thank you. And if you've enjoyed TheraSaaS so far, please share with your friends. We have been growing really well and really excited about the future of it. And we have a really great team of people to support you. And again, our mission here is just to help you simplify sales and marketing and using TheraSaaS to do that. So thank you for all the work that you're doing, because people need mental health support now more than ever, and grateful for all your work as practice owners. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. All right. We'll see you in the next deep dive. Thank you, everyone.